I feel like my name is Escobar. I go extra hard, extra regular, but I'm up a echelon.
Welcome back to Kickback Sports. Today is July 1st, 2020. I'm here with my co-host, Clifford Horner, and our new guest host, Big A Hunt. Today we're going to be talking about baseball. And we thought we weren't going to get a baseball season here for a little bit. The MLB Players Association and the owners couldn't come on a prorated salary and agreement on how they wanted to go about what was going on throughout the year. And now we have finally agreed on a 60-game season where each team will play 10 four-game series in their conferences and 20 outside. So we're going to hop into prediction on what we think is going to happen this year. And I'm going to go ahead and start with my AL MVP. So this isn't going to be a shock to anyone, but I have Mike Trout winning MVP and hitting 400, over 400 due to a 60-game season. The only guys that have hit over 400 through 60 games, Chipper Jones, Tony Gwynn, Larry Walker, Paul O'Neill, Hank Aaron, and Ted Williams. I think that's pretty good company for Mike Trout and a safe bet for AL MVP.
Yeah, I guess so, but he's got to share that plate with Rendon and Ohtani. And they got no pitching. So
that doesn't change him from hitting 400.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't think it changes, but I mean, he has been doing pretty good out there with no real supporting staff. So I'm gonna go with Glaber though. Glaber, he's due. He's so due.
Dude, you're gonna pick Glaber on that offensively stacked team that's gonna have everybody.
Who else would I pick?
I mean, Trout. I agree with Will. You know, Trout's definitely going to hit. Trout, in 66 games, Trout will definitely hit over 400.
I think I would give it betting-wise, Glaber's a plus 1,200.
You're going
and he's a good value pick, but that's why he's so high. That's why he's not any lower.
He's not going to be – I don't think the Yankees aren't bringing him – the Yankees won't sign him long-term. They're going to sign Judge long-term. And – Glaber's going to be the face of another franchise, to be honest.
I think LeMahieu has a better year than Glaber does, honestly.
Well, get out of here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Get out of here. How many years has he been in the league? Like 10?
Plenty. But
last year was the best year he's ever had in the league.
And
he'll never – that was peak.
Never
that was peak.
Get to that level again.
Hangover season.
He's still going to be good, but he's not going to be at that level. He was an MVP finalist last year. I think he finished like second or third behind.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So who you got for your MVP over there, Alex?
I would agree with you with Mike Trout. I think he's going to also lead the AL in home runs as well.
I agree with the home runs, but I don't know.
Another guy who I think is going to be all right is Bregman. I think Bregman will be in contention.
Bregman. He's going to get hit more than he has hit.
Last year. In this shortened season, he's going to be another one of those guys that hits around the 400 mark, probably maybe a little bit lower.
But I'm not going to lie, though. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people are just counting the Astros at it because what they did. But, I mean, Altuve, Bregman, Correa.
Yeah, they're going to –
Those guys are still the same they see – it's like people are telling them their pitches, and I know, that can definitely play into effect. But, you still got to read those pitches.
Effect. Bro, I could hit an MLB fastball if I knew an MLB fastball was coming at me.
It's still Alex Bregman, dude.
No, you couldn't.
He was.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you could, honestly.
No, you
I really don't.
It couldn't be Rosberg or something, but, give me something, reasonable.
All right, if Aroldis Chapman tells you he's throwing one right down the pipe,
I'm turning into it and taking it.
Yo, you know who you can hit? You can hit like an R.A. Dickey 50-mile-per-hour knuckleball.
You can hit Matt Harvey like while he had surgery.
All right, sure. This doesn't turn into a bash session on me. I was just saying I think I could hit.
Or Jamie Moyer. I think Jamie Moyer threw 85 tops.
Yeah, looked out. Hey, your Bregman pick, by the way, is plus 1575. So. If you're thinking about that,
that's a value pick right there.
That's kind of generous though. If you ask me.
I mean, dude, it's because the Astros, they're all worried they're all going to get hit by pitches, not even be able.
I don't think they're worried. I don't think you shouldn't be worried. I mean, they're not going to That's the thing. If you're going to hit them, the pitchers are obviously going to be aiming not at the head. I don't think it's that deep. It's not that deep.
Can't
And
be.
it's gonna get old after a while. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be like, bro, like, all right, it's like we're having enough. Like, all those guys get paid. They're in the same. It's like they're all working for the same company, just in a different department. That's all it is. So, like, are they really that mad? Nah.
I would be. But you know who's the AL Cy Young winner? It's Garrett Cole. With that strong lineup and a strong closer, plus 275. That's easy money coming to Vegas.
Yeah, I would go to say that Cole would be a good bet just on the shortened season because like if you look at
Look at the history. Look at the history of Yankees pitchers getting paid. Bro, that doesn't happen. I'm a Yankees fan.
Okay, so just based on the history,
doesn't.
but if you look at Garrett Cole and what he did last year, if he carries that over and pitching in half the games he pitched, I mean, and the amount of wins that he'll get, because I mean he'll get a lot of run support behind him. I think he's a good bet. But two guys that I think that could come up is one being Jose Barrios. I really like Jose Barrios.
I like Jose Barrios too. I was looking at him, but
he's another team that's got a lot of run support.
Plus 1,400 over there.
Last year. And then also I like Lucas Giolito as well. He's another young pitcher that's on the come up. And then in an AL division where the pitching is significantly worse than it is in the NL. I mean, I think both guys definitely, if they pitch the way that everyone's expecting them to, they could.
I don't know. The thing about Jose Barrios, I just like those NL Central or the AL Central teams are just so hard to trust. Like,
I agree.
One year they're so good. One year they're so good and they're on the verge. Like the Twins are so close with Sano and all those like studs over there. And then the next year they just like the Tigers. I mean, the Tigers you could have called from a mile away.
As soon as Miggy went downhill, everything went downhill.
Everything.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
But I think Barrios. I mean, what was he last year? 14-8.
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
and then the year before he was almost around like 500. But he's in his fourth year, coming up on his fourth year, and I think with the pitching this year, it's just gonna be so much easier for these studs to just be able to like just go out there. They know they only have 4 games. They're gonna have to bring their best, and the best are gonna always bring their best every game.
100%.
And
I definitely think
we're
going to be able to figure out who's going to be competing within their first 2 starts.
Yeah, there's no all-star break for teams to just rebound from now.
Exactly. If you have one bad start, I think that automatically throws you out of the contention.
Yeah, this is a full steam ahead kind of thing with the 60-game season. It's going to be weird even seeing baseball summed up. This is 102 less games. Like that's a draft.
Shohei is my pick.
Otani.
A guy who hasn't thrown a pitch in 2 years is going to sit on the mound.
He got that
best pitcher in the AL.
He got the joint out of his leg into his arm, fresh. I'm pretty sure guys do pretty well pitching after they get Tommy John. I'm pretty sure like that's like
what
a
happened
thing.
to Matt Harvey? His career ended.
Bro, all right, he's an like all right. Look, he was like. I just feel like you haven't seen enough of Shohei. Like you just haven't, and I feel like him just knowing.
Enough him to predict him being.
You gotta look at it. Like this.
I agree, but he's definitely like he's a better offensive player than he is a pitcher.
That's fact.
Bro, it's almost like pitchers used to look at it. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. Now it's like it's not a marathon. It's almost like a sprint now. Like, but.
The Angels lineup doesn't even have him in their rotation. They have him as a designated hitter right now.
As it should be. I mean, he hasn't shown anything why he should be on the mound. I don't even think he's thrown yet.
He's 25-1.
I don't think he's thrown. I don't think that in real life. I don't think that he's actually thrown yet. I think he's close, but I don't think he's thrown.
We'll see. I mean, I know you can. Like, even though your arm's not fully recovered, I think you can still hit. Because it has no effect. That joint in your arm has no effect on.
Oh yeah, when
you hit.
I think he'll be a really good hitter for them this year. I mean, he was last year.
Tommy John's not going to ruin his batting.
I just think, yeah.
All right, I guess let's hop over to the NL then. Let's hear your pick for NL MVP first, Alex.
Obviously, Jacob deGrom's going to come in for the three-peat this year.
Oh, so you want to go Cy Young? Okay.
Oh
Sorry.
my
No,
God.
no, keep going with it.
Oh my God.
My fault. I was excited for that one.
No, you're good. DeGrom with the three-peat.
Wow.
DeGrom will come in with the three-peat. It speaks for himself. He's shown that he is not the best pitcher in the NL, but the best pitcher in baseball over the last.
That's honestly, if you ask me, that's a garbage pick.
Wow.
I think that's just Mets bias all day.
Okay, but in
Height don't measure heart.
in all seriousness, two straight Cy Youngs. Not on one of the teams that's not been considered one of the best teams in the NL. I think he's clearly the front runner to win it this year. The other guy who I would have probably right behind him is Walker Buehler.
Good pick. That rotation's good.
25 years old, just stepping into the spotlight. He's got like above 4 pitches, I think.
No, he does.
5 or 6. But first year All-Star last year, and I just think he's like the only guy. Him and Scherzer are really.
Mickey, you want to talk Mets bias? I got Jack Flaherty winning the Cy Young over here in the NL.
Cardinals bias, little NL Central bias.
Here we go.
All right.
I think
Yep.
that fastball.
I like the Flaherty pick.
I feel like a lot of people have him. Obviously, they have him and DeGrom in their top 5, and Walker Buehler. That's in like a lot of people's top 5. Related to people not getting paid, minor league baseball just canceled their season today as well.
I thought they did that a while ago.
I think it's official today. It was obviously because they have 2. I'm pretty sure minor league baseball has 2. They have one half of the season, and then they take a break, and then they have the second half of the season.
There's like 6 farm systems, and
But that puts a lot of pressure on the MLB teams because September comes around and some teams bring up guys and
That's why they got the expanded rosters this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have expanded rosters, but
and a lot of those prospects, like they all got I think guys like Wander Franco, Joe Adell, some of those top prospects, they're gonna end up making they're gonna get up a year earlier than they were expected to because some of these teams, 66 games, the Rays. I don't see why not. In 66 games, they're 60. Let's get Wander Franco over 66 games and see how many games we can win.
Yeah, you're speaking what ifs, but there are a lot of what ifs. There's a limited.
There's so many.
Right,
you don't
right.
see the thing is you have to encounter every what if because this is a season nobody's seen ever in the history of baseball.
But this
nobody's
is
seen this kind of change.
It's what
so
if
fast
that apply to everybody and guys like DeGrom who's been consistent. I think they'll be straight. These what ifs are gonna be more for the guys who are in contract years or guys who are they're talking about having a good year. Just not guys who have already proven themselves as one of the best at their jobs.
So is Mookie Betts in that stage since he only got 1 year left with the Dodgers? Is he still looking or? But since he's already proven, right?
He's got an MVP under his that's an exception.
It's a different sport. But Cam Newton had an MVP under his belt. Nobody wanted to sign him either.
He's got a recent MVP. What did he win his in 2018? 2017?
Mookie or Cam? Mookie won 2018.
Mookie. And Mookie he's been a consistent all-star, a consistent
Cam also
MVP ballot finisher. Mookie's been at the top of his game for a while.
Cam also had one of the worst injuries you can have as a QB,
exactly
in the shoulder. He couldn't even throw the ball more than 50 yards. And it was clear as day the first 8 games of the season when he played.
Mookie. I don't think he has an injury history. He's
I think he's fine.
And he's one of those guys that it's a contract year, but he's still going to go out there. He could hit 400 this year easily.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, sure. I think that's one thing that you're going to see more of. I think you're going to see way higher averages.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely.
Because, what was Yelich batting at 60 games last year? Definitely more than what he finished with.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's
Yelich
way more to maintain it.
Yeah, no, facts.
It's like golfing 9 holes instead of 18.
So, for NL MVP, I got Cody Bellinger at plus 1025. Seems pretty good over there in that loaded Dodgers team.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that pick. I think Cody Bellinger is definitely gonna. He could be. He could have. Like what's the number? What's like a 50 home run number for 160 games is like what's the number for home runs this year?
I'd say above 25 would be good because
I think
mean
25 is good.
If you hit above 30, that's like 33 is like a home run in half the games.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. I think 30. I think there is going to be people with 30 though too.
I think maybe Bellinger would be a guy for 30. Trout would be a guy for 30.
Harper.
And then Judge if he's healthy, and then maybe Pete Alonso.
Who knows what he's going to do for sophomore year?
Yeah, sophomore slump, little hangover for the kid.
Say
Might
hey.
need a little Pedialyte. Might need a little Pedialyte.
We're not buying that.
We're not buying that. Oh man.
All right, so who's your MVP over there, Alex?
I definitely like the Bellinger pick. I mean, I agree. I think he's definitely one of those guys that'll hit over 466 games. Another guy that I would like is Acuna. If it had been a full season, he probably would have been the big guy that I put.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a sophomore slump with that
as
guy.
my MVP. Definitely not with him. But I mean, I thought he would get 40-40 this year with home runs and stolen bases if we had a full season. So I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do with the shortened season, but I'm excited to see. I mean, he's gonna be one of those guys that's out there every day.
Yeah, 60 games is tricky, man.
Pitchers have been throwing for a while, right? Like,
yeah,
because
they've been throwing by themselves. Like they've definitely been throwing.
I think they've.
It usually takes a while for pitchers to like get really going, like get on a roll, like a nice July like streak right before the All-Star break. So I mean, these pitchers, I mean, these batters could have like almost a slight advantage to like some pitchers that aren't marinated yet, and like and then because you can't really see what a certain player's, because these stats that these coaches are gonna have aren't really relative. They're not, like, these batters aren't marinated to what spot they're gonna be hitting well this year, or what like when you're adjusting the lineup, who's gonna hit 1, who's gonna hit 2, who's gonna hit 3 the best. Yeah. That usually takes a full season to get going. No matter what kind of baseball, high school, college, little league, MLB, happens every stage of baseball.
Yeah, no, I agree. Another guy who I think he's gonna have some trouble with winning MVP, but definitely could is Arenado. He's hitting in super hitter friendly Coors Field. He could be one of those guys that hits 20, 25 home runs.
Easy.
He's a sleeper. I feel like he's almost like a sleeper. Like nobody's really talking about him. Nobody's talking about Bellinger.
Because he plays for the Rockies. The Rockies they're terrible.
Yeah.
They're not making the playoffs. Like you can go ahead and say that from right out the gate. Like
no, I mean, hey, it's like it's like Machado too. Like, hey, Machado could have a great season. If he was on the Orioles, he would be an MVP. He would almost be an MVP, maybe dark horse. He's not even considered out there.
I don't think. I think Tatis has a better chance of winning MVP on that team than Machado does.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that guy's a dog.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's so tough. But I'm looking at it right now. Nolan Arenado plus 2,000.
Yeah, that's odds. Crazy value odds right there.
And that's like if you have $10, you don't even need. That's like freaking. Instead of going to Chipotle today, you put $10 on Nolan Arenado. You win $200 at the end of the season.
Exactly.
If he just has a season he's had for every year of his career.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like that.
But I mean, those third basemen do fall off though.
They do. I mean,
like Donaldson.
I mean, shit. Chris Bryant is, in my opinion, it's right on the path.
Yeah, bro. What happened to that guy?
We waited 108 years. We'll wait another 108.
Chris Bryant is like almost average now.
Yo, he's so like. I feel like he's gonna get paid though still, like just because of what he did.
Dude, like the Nats we're looking at bringing him in. I was like, go ahead, bring him in. Like he's not gonna do much.
Yeah. He's not filling in for what's his name? Rendon. Rendon had an unhumane season.
No, Rendon did have an unbelievable season.
He did. And you know what? That's why the Angels make the playoffs this year. All right. So, Clifford, who's your NL MVP pick?
Bryce Harper.
Right?
Plus 1,200.
So
Plus
hold
1,200.
on. Before I comment, I want to hear why you say Bryce Harper.
Why? So every other year that he's been in the MLB, he's had just phenomenal numbers. In maybe not one category, but definitely another. Slugging, home runs, RBIs. That man can do it all. He could score. He could steal bases. He can do it all. He did not show that last year. I think the Phillies just did not have a complete team. I feel like they were every week it was like they're lacking something else. And most of the time it was pitching. They didn't have JT Realmuto for a good chunk of the season. He's by far probably the best, one of the best catchers in the NL.
He's the best offensive catcher in baseball, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm definitely not a fan of the Harper pick. I think the dude's a clown.
A clown, dude? Yeah.
Clown, like CLOWN.
Like you.
Don't F with the man with the man bun, bro. He's got a man bun this year.
All right. Well, how is he gonna win MVP with another season if he hits 250 again?
Look, 250 is the fucking basement floor. Like, it only gets better from that for a guy like that.
How old is he now? Like 29?
I don't even think he's that old.
Well, hold on. Let's see.
250 is a decent batting average.
No, it's not for MVP.
Not for an MVP.
He's 28. He's 28.
Baseball player. For
an average baseball player, yeah. So how is an average baseball player going to win MVP?
Time out.
In a division with Bellinger, Yelich, Acuna, Soto, Arenado. I mean, I just named you 6 guys off the bat that are better than Bryce Harper.
Time out. Bryce Harper is 28 years old.
So I was a year off.
Wow.
But 28, that's like prime. Like, that's prime.
Bro, he's been in the league since
how is that prime when he won an MVP like 3 years ago?
And he's gonna win another one.
Not this year.
See, there you go with your what ifs again.
That's not even a what if. That's a I think
Bryce Harper has a bounce back season?
Last Philadelphia Philly to win MVP.
I think it was Howard.
Fucking who knows? Did Utley win it? It's either Utley or Ryan Howard.
All right, I got it. I think it's
not Utley. It's
definitely not Utley, bro. If Utley was an MVP, bro,
yeah, I wouldn't watch baseball anymore if Utley.
I would have stopped watching baseball.
Hey man, that game with Roy Halladay, Utley, and Ryan Howard.
All right, yeah, Ryan Howard won in 2006.
There you go. So that will stay the same.
Oh wait, Jimmy Rollins won in 2007. What?
Oh
J-Roll. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Mike Schmidt did win it 3 times though. That's tough.
That's crazy.
I did not think Jimmy Rollins won.
I didn't. I just remember Jimmy Rollins being fast on base. And then
he was tough though, dude. He was so tough back in the day.
He was.
J-Roll. He was smooth as hell.
Him and Jose Reyes were cool to watch for a while, and then they both just decided.
Oh, Jose Reyes, bro! That guy he would hit a triple, dude. He would hit a triple in like the right center gap, like.
Dude, yeah, he could stretch it. Dude, he could like half the triples he hit would be a double for everyone else in the league.
Yeah.
I mean,
is David Freese still a third baseman?
No, it's Matt Carpenter, I believe.
Matt Carpenter.
Oh no, why would I even say David Freese? He's on the Pirates, right?
He's on the Dodgers, I think.
Yeah, he's on the Dodgers still.
Man, that makes sense. I feel like everybody goes out to LA.
Everyone just thinks he's on the Cardinals because what he did in the 2011 World Series. No one even remembered him after that. So.
Yeah, I mean, he went to the Pirates. It's kind of hard to remember a guy playing baseball in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, yeah. Where's McCutcheon now again?
Phillies. Oh, the Phillies.
McCutcheon's not healthy yet, though. McCutcheon's
he tore his ACL. I don't think he's old. He's old. He's pretty much rolling around in that center field on a wheelchair.
But, I mean, they could have him. He could hit DH this year. I mean, you got the universal DH. So
yeah, I mean,
definitely universal DH. I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan. I mean,
Oh,
like
huge fan.
I said, like being with the Mets and the Mets. I mean, Robinson Cano and Cespedes, those guys have gotten hurt every year for the past 4 years. Giving them that extra rest and not letting them play the field, it's just gonna mean more games for them.
Did everything.
Did you guys see the extra inning rule?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
They're gonna do what the minor league baseball did last year, where they put the runner on second if they go into extra innings.
Thanks for tuning in to our July 1st, 2020 second episode of Kickback Sports Talk. Signing out.
All day, always, yeah.
Ahora, Pablito, ¿me puedes oír? Ay, Pablito.